Hey, race fans, this is Bull Butter. The older I get, the better looking I used to be. You are listening to the Auxiliary Gate Podcast.
All right. Hi, everybody. This is CC Broaddus for the Auxiliary Gate Podcast. This is episode number 249A. That's right, 249A. This is a supplement to episode 249 earlier in the week. We've got an extra interview we wanted to put out there, and we want to talk about this special weekend at Ellis Park. Big stakes action over the weekend. 7 stakes races, all on the grass, and we're going to talk about a few of those here shortly. But let me introduce my counterparts. First, Geoff, Time is Money Riggs. Welcome.
Yes, sir. What's going on? Pumped to go out to Henderson with you guys this weekend. Should be a good time. Maybe we'll get the Kalo experience again, huh?
Indeed. Also, Alan, I'll be at Walmart the rest of today and tomorrow, so you all go on without me. Schneider.
I'm not sure what that means. I think it's awesome. I would like to give Geoff a new nickname. How about, I like the bearded handicapper. What about Five Figs Riggs? What do you think about that? That fits, right?
I
Five Figs
don't hate
Riggs?
that. I mean,
not.
that's one that I would love to continue living up to. That's for sure.
There you go.
Five FR. Five Figs Riggs. 5FR.
Hey, there you go.
All right. Yeah, so I've been trying to negotiate a hotel room down at Evansville, and the manager asked me if I would consider splitting a room with Tony Kalo.
Oh,
And there was a long pause, and I said, no.
I
Anyway.
would think people would have to pay extra for that, right?
Well, yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything more because I don't want to get in trouble.
Jen's going to come after you is what's going to happen.
That's exactly right.
I don't want to get on her bad side either.
No,
I think that girl can throw down.
but she can cook too. So
She can, exactly.
I don't want her to poison my food. All right. Hey, real quick, before we get to the special guest, Ellis Park Saturday has 2 stakes races: the Riverside Rush and the Hummingbird. Turf Pick 3 starts race 7, 7, 9, and 10. And then we'll get to the 5 stakes races on Sunday. I've got a horse in race 10 on Saturday. Do y'all have anything prior to that?
yeah, not really. There's a horse I like earlier in the card, but it's not in a stakes race or whatever. But
Yeah, same here. Same here. I'm kind of interested in who you like, Alan.
okay, do you mean to
Tell us about it.
throw that out there, CC? I'm scrolling religiously.
All right, I'll talk about mine while you're finding yours because I like
Go ahead.
one in that race 6, the maiden auction, optional claimer, 50K. The number 9, Innocent No More at 6-1 on the morning line for Rusty Arnold, first time starter. Was only a 10K purchase, so if it's great, well under the auction provision here. The dam was unraced, but the Grand Dam won her debut and won a stake at 2 years old. And that bullet work on July 17th, I watched that workout from the gate, even better than you would think just looking at it on paper. It was bullet work on paper, but showed natural gate speed, which is huge. You love to see that from a firster. Was going well on the own the whole time. Was just nudged to gallop out and did so really nicely, extended the stride. So that's one in one of those, wide open maiden races that I'm gonna at least have a nice win bet on and probably lean semi heavily on and at least try and go skinny maybe in the multi race wagers potentially.
Yeah, in these auction races, if you got one that you think really can run, that's a huge advantage because
Yep.
they could completely outclass the field. So I will keep an eye on that. There's a horse in there called Romo, and of like that's interesting. So I'm trying to think of a few Romo jokes real quick. Maybe he'll
Oh, no.
he'll set the pace and then maybe not be able to finish the job, or maybe not be able to run a straight line down the stretch. That just anyway. But I'm getting off topic.
Gonna have to stretch before the race for sure.
That's true. I'll mention race 4 real quick. I don't like really giving out picks that much, to be honest with you, particularly that's far in advance. But I guess it's the nature of the beast, I suppose. Race 4, Interrogator, Eric Asmussen, Steve Asmussen, turning back out of a pretty damn good maiden special weight. Uh, I think the cutback suits him. The horse has been slowly improving. Two back, he ran against a couple of monsters in McCann and Campapasso. At the last race, he technically ran last because Bob Baffert's heavy favorite threw the jock. So he technically didn't beat a horse, but I do like the speed he showed. I think the cutback makes sense. If he's up near the lead in this race, he might, on the drop, he may be tough to catch. It's nice. When I talk about contrary singles, I don't mean all the time that you have to single 26 to 1 or 19 to 1. It can be a single that just flies under the radar that other people don't automatically gravitate to, like the obvious 3 to 5 shot. This horse could be one of those sneaky type contrary singles. So, horse in there called Himothy, I think, is an X factor, but Interrogator is one I like a little bit early in the card.
I like that point you made, Alan, about how a contrary single doesn't have to be a huge price. Like, I mean, you can even single a favorite in a race and it be a contrary single. If it's just
Yes.
like a universal spread race and you got a 3-1 favorite in there, that can be a big
Yes.
separator.
Absolutely. When they spread you single, people have to keep that in mind more often or whatever. It's like try to go against the grain when you can. Not all the time. Every sequence is different. Every sequence has its own roadmap, but try to handicap the roadmap and see where you can take the little off ramp or whatever. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Jeff, what was the name of your horse on Saturday?
Innocent No More.
Innocent No More. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, Rusty Arnold looking to have a big weekend at Ellis. He's got Call on Me entered on Saturday, or excuse me, Friday. Conroy, Innocent No More, Good to Be King in the Riverside Rush, Buttercream Babe, and the Hummingbird. That's all on Saturday. And then Sunday, he's got How About Now and the Pucker Up. And then 3 entries in the Sunkissed, In the Stars, Buttercream Babe, and Love You Anyway. All 3 of those have a shot. And then finally, Native Runner in the Green River Island. So keep an eye on Rusty Arnold. And
He does extremely well at Ellis, and people don't. It kind of flies under the radar how well he runs there every meet, including this
yeah.
meet.
Well, his horses just don't. They're not flashy. You know,
No.
they're not flashy pedigrees. You don't see big giant works, and he wins with a lot of first time starters. So, all right, last one for me. Last race on Saturday in the Hummingbird Stakes, 5.5 furlongs on the grass. Number 8, Chloe.
Yes.
Mike Maker.
Yes.
Last year, 3-year-old filly. Last year, she ran in stakes races, kind of all over the place. The Gulfstream, Santa Anita, Saratoga. Never worse than 4th in any of those races, and ended her 3-year-old season second in the Music City Stakes behind She's So Spicy.
Yes.
Laid off until May 29th. Changes barns to Mike Maker. Runs a boring third behind Satin Blue in an allowance race at Churchill. Comes back June 21st in a 5-horse field and beats a Wesley Ward runner who I think was second choice. Dang, Here Comes Shang, who had an easy lead. Chloe kind of stuck to her throughout and really ran by her late. Won by a length of 3/4. Earned a 116 Timeform US figure. That's close to tops in the field, maybe tops. And Chloe comes in third off the layoff. Daughter of Tiz the Law of a Smart Strike mare. Oodles and Noodles of class here. She's never been off the board but twice in 9 career starts. Give me 8 to 1. I'll take that. There was a next out winner in that race too. Sanctify come back to win at Ellis in that that June 21st allowance win for Chloe. Yeah, so Chloe's the one I like on Saturday.
Can I
Like
follow
said,
up on that real quick? Can I
yep,
follow up on it? I was hoping
yep.
that's who you were going to say because that's the race I think I like the most on Saturday. I'm a little torn. I've got a 1 and a 1A, and that's Chloe for all the reasons you just mentioned, and not the fact that I think the pace is not crazy in that race at all for a turf sprint. And the key to this horse is getting out and getting around into a stalking position outside the other speed horse in there, who his name is escape. It's Itzel. If she can take back and get off the shoulder of Itzel, she can get first run on the close, or she's gonna get first run on the closers. And it's Ben Curtis. And when, like you said, in the 5-horse race, it appeared to be not much of a race, but he kind of handrolled his way past a really nice Wesley Ward horse. So this horse is probably primed for an effort. I'm in a 101A situation with Buttercream Babe for Rusty Arnold.
Yeah.
I think that's where this horse is going to go. So if I was alive in a multi-race wager, it's just those two. A couple others I like too. There's a couple sleepers in there, but I'd be content with that because I have been very guilty of undervaluing Buttercream Babe, and I finally come around, and I thought that horse had a measure last time and actually drew off in the last 50 yards. So I like those two. I can't decide between those two, but I'm glad you mentioned Chloe.
Yeah, that was the other race I was going to mention, actually. So
Yeah.
this might be the best race of the weekend, honestly. It's extremely competitive. I do like Chloe. Buttercream Babe is the one that I wanted to highlight in there, all for the same reasons that Alan talked about. Mentioned she is also cross-entered in the Sunkist Stakes on Sunday going a mile, but I kind of like this spot better for her. I think she might be a little better sprinting. Rusty Arnold, once again, as you said, could have a big weekend. And I just thought that last one at Churchill was a massive effort, had a tough trip, tough early on, and she's just a very game mare who's really coming into her own. So, in a race that looks wide open with some really nice horses, you got Chloe. I think Saturday Flirt is the morning line
Yeah.
favorite for Ward, and then Big Trouble's in there too. I'm talking about somebody who could have a big weekend against the Foleys with all those Trouble horses they got.
Oh yeah. And
All
me
out of the
Governor's
same
come off
dam.
the claim. Yeah, me Governor's coming off the claim. And if that horse would decide to show speed, that one could be the speed they used to show. But I know CC want to touch on the dam.
Yeah,
Into
three
Trouble.
horses over the weekend, all out of the same dam, right?
Yeah.
Into Trouble.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very cool for the
They all have
Donnemeyer.
a shot too. All have a good shot.
Yeah,
Yes.
troubleshooting in the sprint stake on Sunday, I think is interesting. I mean, he absolutely ran one of his best races last year at Ellis, where he got beat by Litigation, who went on to win a bunch of stakes races over the winter at Gulfstream for Brian Lynch. A beautiful horse, by the way. Then Troubleshooting went on to win a Grade 1 at Kentucky Downs his next start. So,
Yep.
and I know they like this horse a lot.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. Oh, Alan's favorite horse, Joe Shiesty's in there too, though. Going to be
Oh,
winging it on the front end.
that's CC's favorite horse.
Yeah, that's my
CC's favorite horse, Joe Shiesty's in there.
That's my mortal enemy. I
Yeah,
cannot.
and you always pick him at Ellis too, and he hadn't hit the board yet.
Yeah, well, he broke slowly last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he broke slowly,
Mm-hmm.
and then I loaded up on this horse 2 years ago at Kentucky Downs. I thought they're waiting for this Franklin Simpson Stakes, and he went off 14-1. That was he set the pace and just stopped. It's like, okay, 14-1. Howard Wolowitz won it that year, but anyway.
Oh yeah.
That's enough crying. Anything else on Sunday?
You mean on Saturday?
Well, either day.
I haven't looked at Sunday's races. That's for you
Okay.
guys.
Yeah, I haven't really dug into Sunday, just kind of a quick glance. I wouldn't have anything super smart to say. I am excited to see Troubleshooting coming back, though.
All right. I will add this tidbit. The last 5 races on the card on Sunday are all on grass. So you may ask, where does the pick 3 start? The all turf pick 3, the $3 all turf pick 3. According to the Daily Racing Form, starts with 7. So it's 7, 8, and 10. So you get the Water Tower, the 3-year-old stake. The 8th race is the 5.5 furlong turf sprint. And then the last race is the mile 16th Green River Island. Think we can take a ferry to the Green River Island after the races?
That'd be nice. Sure. Get a kayak.
All right.
Hmm.
Okay. Enough banter. On to our guest. All right. We're here with Reagan Swinbank, who kind of burst onto the scene here in the last few years. He's had quite a few stakes horses lately, and one that you probably have heard of named Cy-Fair, winner of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint last fall at Del Mar. Just seems like a fun guy. I'm glad we reached out and asked for him to join us. Reagan Swinbank, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much for having me. Appreciate the time, appreciate your patience in getting all this set up. And I'm a viewer, a listener, and happy. And you guys do a great job. I love this show. And as a fan of horse racing, it is fun to be on with you. So thanks for having me.
Well, appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. I've been following you quite a bit here in the last few years. You sound like a fun guy, but I gotta lead off with this. Uh, Somebody that knows us both told me to ask you about somebody in your family knows how to make chili really well. Is that right?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, no, my in-laws have a famous chili recipe. My wife's grandfather-in-law, her maternal grandfather, named Truett Earhart. He passed away 2 years ago. Was a fine man, a real Texan, and he was yeah, he loved chili, and I think my sister-in-law still sells his chili packet. It's a packet of uh spices and says add 2 pounds of meat and this and then tomato sauce and everything. And yeah, it's really good. So yeah,
What
Denver
makes a
Sam's called
great chili?
Truett.
Is it?
Well, I think it takes good meat and good spices, right? I mean, chili's not that complicated, but
Right.
his package of spices is pretty good. So yeah, so thank yeah, I think she sells it. She may have a website. I don't even know, but
Okay,
we
that's
get a
cool.
bunch of we get a bunch of packets and we give them out as like Christmas gifts and stuff to our neighbors and friends, and it's kind of fun.
Again, I heard high marks on your family too. Said that you guys don't know a stranger. Is that close to the mark?
Yeah, that's true. We've been in. I'm from Houston, and my family's been in Houston for 100 plus years. My in-laws the same, and it's a big little city. They're pretty across our our side of Houston, so we didn't lost people down in Southeast Texas and Houston. So yeah, we making friends. So it's easy to do down there.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about how you got into the game.
Sure. Yeah. My friend is the owner of Black Type Thoroughbreds. He and his wife Maddie Miller, they're the brains and the brawn by Black Type Thoroughbreds. And Jake and I we're friends from since we were 10 years old. So he's from Houston. His dad owned a bunch of good horses in the 80s and 90s, including Groovy, who I think had the highest buyer speed figure published maybe since Knightsbridge last weekend. But so he owned a bunch of good horses, and Jake got involved through that, and we're just friends. And so we bought a horse when we were sorry, we weren't even married, didn't have kids or anything, and we bought a horse named Join in the Dance.
Yeah. Okay.
And Jordan, we bought him in early 2008, I think, as a 2-year-old off the track. Paid 250,000 for him. We raised 10 guys, put up all the money we had, and we bought him. And he went on to run in the damn Kentucky Derby. So
Yep.
he got second. He got in back those days. You'll probably know. It was on earnings. It was on graded earnings, and I think
That's
we
right.
were like 25th on the list. He got second in the Tampa Bay Derby. He had it won, but got caught at the wire. And he was fourth in the Bluegrass, I think, and I think he got second as a 2-year-old in the Champagne. So he had just enough to be 25th on the list. And all of a sudden on Tuesday of Derby week, we get the call, y'all want to run? And Todd Pletcher was a trainer, and he goes, y'all know we got no shot in this. And I said, yeah, of course, but we're running. So we all left Houston and went up to Churchill Downs and had a great week. And he actually ran great. He was the early speed and couldn't go a mile and a quarter, but he went as far as he could, which was about a mile, and faded to 7th. That was the year Mind the Bird won the race at 50-1 and came off the rail and bumped us a little bit. Probably cost us 5th or 6th, but he ran great. So that was my first horse, and we said, shit, this is easy. We can just buy a horse and they run in fun races. And that was in 2009 Derby. then I got married and ran my business and had kids and kind of got out of it. Jake stayed in the business and moved to Lexington and became a bloodstock agent and then a syndicate owner and manager. And I got back in 2019 with buying one share of his syndicate. And that was a horse named Up in Smoke, who won a few times for us. And we sold her at auction and made money. And that kind of set the hook again for me. And since 2019, 20, I formed Swinbank Stables. I partner with Jake and his wife, Maddie, and Black Type Thoroughbreds. Any horse they own, I own. And I wanted a little bit more than just a share of the syndicate, and decided to buy a bunch of horses. So here we are.
Yeah, let's back up a little bit. I think you cut out a little bit when you mentioned who your partner is there. Jake Ballas was who you mentioned,
Yeah.
and tell us about your relationship with Jake Ballas. How did I think I read you all went to school together, right?
That's right. Yes, sir. Yep. We were raised together. He's from Houston. Sorry, I'm driving, so
That's fine. No, you keep going. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. So Jake Ballas and I are both from Houston. He's 1 year older than me and was best friends with my older brother, who was also 1 year older. And we made friends in middle school. So I've known Jake Ballas since we were 11 years old, and we've been friends ever since. And he's a good, trusted best friend, in addition to bloodstock agent, racing manager, advisor. So I think that's what really helps us is we were raised together, so he can't lie to me. He can't pull a fast one on me. Not that he would, and not that he does that with anybody, but in this game, there's a lot of that going on where Jake and I don't have to worry about that because he trusts me and I trust him. And I think that's a big advantage, for me.
Let's hold that thought on Jake. I want to talk real quick about that 2009 Kentucky Derby because
Sure.
I was there too that day, and it was very miserable. That was the most miserable Derby I've ever experienced in the last probably 30 years. And
Hot and rainy, right?
I was so tired at the end of the day. I mean, it just felt awful. And then mine, that bird crossed the finish line. That's the first Derby and the last Derby I've ever remembered that I had to look at my program to realize who it was. And
No kidding.
I was just in total shock because I usually have a good handle on Derby horses, but
Sure.
that day I was blown out of the water. I was just curious, was that your first Derby?
That was my very first Derby. Yep.
What was that experience like? I mean, you did the walkover.
It was incredible. We did the walkover. We didn't know anything. I was 28 years old and didn't know anything. We didn't know anything about thoroughbred racehorses. Nothing. We didn't know anything. It's our first horse, and he makes it all the way to the damn Derby. And so, they send us this agenda and, you're going to do this and this and this and that. And so we go and we do the walkover, and I speak a little Spanish because I'm from South Texas. Right. And so there was some boys over there had a cooler of beer, and I talked to them in Spanish and I said, can we buy some beer? Because you got to kind of wait over on the backside, as you get everything set up. And they had, this is a true story. They had 24-ounce cans of Coors Light. So I said, well, I need 6 of them. So I buy them, and we're holding them in our hand. And Todd Pletcher is our trainer. I think that day he had 3 or 4 entries, right? And we were 50-1. So he didn't pay much attention to us, which rightfully so. And he turned to us, he goes, Jake and Reagan, you're the first owners I've ever seen walk a horse into Churchill Downs for the Kentucky Derby with a damn Coors Light in your hand. And I said, well, listen, welcome to the club, brother.
That's great. So, all right, back to Jake. Now, Jake runs Black Type Thoroughbreds, and you said I wasn't really sure. He's a bloodstock agent too. Does he pick out? Does he pick out your racing stock, or does he have a team that does that, or how does that work?
It is he and his wife, Matt Miller, who's from Lexington and from a horse racing family. And they are the team. They are my bloodstock agents. They pick every horse for Black Type Thoroughbreds and Swinbank Stables for sure.
Do you have any input at all, or you just put it in their hands?
They send me videos, they send me pedigree. I know just enough about pedigree by now, right, to pay attention. And but I'm not picking horses. No, sir. That's their job.
The Fasig Tipton sale is coming up here, I think, in a few weeks, and then Keeneland September starts in probably 6 or 7, 8 weeks, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Have you attended either of those sales?
I have. I've attended both those sales. I'm actually selling for the first time because we bought some mares and to get into the breeding side, which I'm very excited about and find a bunch of joy in doing that. And we have our first 2 horses for sale. I got a Munnings filly in book 3 and a Gunite colt in book 4 that we're selling. We hired binary sales to do that. Jay Goodwin and Matt are going to sell those for us. But yeah, I have been there and it's really fun. And I'll be there again to buy and sell this time. So yeah, that's exciting.
It's kind of a party, isn't it? It's a little party atmosphere.
It's a big. That's the problem with it. That arm starts flying up a little too easy.
Yeah, you should have been around back in the old days at the July Keeneland sale. I mean, you talking about? I would guess I've never been to the one at Saratoga, but I'm guessing it was just like that pavilion, which is what it is now at Keeneland. I mean, it would be packed shoulder to shoulder when they bring a really nice horse in there, and then you'd have Lucas and Dwayne Lucas and Bob Baffert, all those guys just bidding and signing autographs when they come out. I remember Bob Baffert bid on a $3.3 million yearling. He walked out and was signing autographs, and then the Prince saw him, and he's passed away not long after that. But he walked out right after. I mean, we were like really shoulder to shoulder with Middle Eastern royalty. Yeah, it was crazy. It was hot. It was hot as hell there too. It was unbelievable, but it was such a fantastic night. It was a great memory. But yeah, so what? I think you bought some yearlings last fall. You guys did. How is that? Are they progressing to the racetrack?
Yeah, we have one named For the Win that won at Ellis Park about 2 weeks ago, and she's in the stake at Ellis in a couple of weeks. We really like her. She's a drain the clock filly. She was always good. I mean, always precocious, the word that everybody says. She's really good. We're excited about her, and I think she wants to go longer on the dirt, which is exciting. As you have a 2-year-old. And then we had another one run called Jokester, got second place to that real high-end Baffert horse that won at Ellis when Baffert was there.
Right.
Remember that? Last week?
Salahooden or something like that. Something
like that. We ran second to him, a practical joke colt named Jokester, and we like him. And he ran into, a better horse, which happens, but he learned a lot that day and he was green. And so those are our first 2-year-olds to hit the track. And we're, For the Win is 1 win, 1 second, and Jokester is 1 second, and he'll probably win next out. So we're excited about those. Then I own a 2-year-old named Ghost Me, a Ghost Zapper filly with George Weaver and Randy Hill and some other guys that won first out at Aqueduct, and then won a listed stakes at Woodbine. So those are my 3 3-year-olds. I'm sorry, my 3 2-year-olds that we're fired up about.
Okay, good deal. Now on this show, we go over the top sometimes, but I mean, we really do love Michelle Lovell. She's our favorite trainer in the world. I got a feeling that you think the same thing. You have the same feelings for George Weaver. Tell us about your relationship with Weaver.
Thanks. And Michelle's awesome too. And she's a damn good trainer. And we like George Weaver. He's our friend. He's honest. Kind of the same thing that I have with Jake. Like I need and want honesty. And not that other trainers aren't, but George Weaver's real honest with us. And he tells us the truth. He tells us, and he places the horses where they should be. We get really good FaceTime with him. I was in Saratoga. I'm going back for the sale, but I was there 3 times this summer. I'm at his barn from 5 a.m. to 10. Welcomed in, no problems, ask questions, talk, whatever you want. He's turned into a real friend, and I like the access that we get to him, and he's real hands-on. His assistants are very good. Peter and Blair are very, very good. We're also very good friends with them. And I think the honesty and the direct approach that we have with the George Weaver barn is really great. And he does a really real good job, and no bullshit. And it's a good relationship.
I think that's very important, is access. I think that's the kind of the last wall to break through for a healthy owner trainer relationship is you just my door's open, so to speak. I'll
right.
show you. That I think no secrets is that's what I appreciate about Michelle, and I got a feeling that that you feel the same for George about that too. Let's fast forward a few years now. You happened upon Six Speed, and
That's right.
Six Speed, of course, ran in the Derby this year, and he came through Dubai. Tell us about how you acquired this colt by Not This Time.
Sure. Yep. That's all through Jake Ballas and his wife, Maddie. We buy yearlings. We buy 2-year-olds from 2-year-old sales, and we buy off the track. I think it's important to have your kind of fingers in all areas of racing to find value and to find success. I think you should do all 3 of those, and we do that. So we buy a couple horses a year off the track, and Jake and Maddie found that one in Dubai, of all places, and said, man, we love his pedigree. Phipps family mare out of Not This Time, who's been very good sire to us. All of our, well, not all of them, but a lot of our good horses have been by Not This Time, which Mark Taylor appreciates, but so they found Six Speed, and Jake put the deal together over WhatsApp, and we raised the money and bought him, and he won the 2,000 guineas for us, earned 20 points. Then he got second in the UAE Derby to get, I think, another 50 points. So he was second place in the Middle East, Europe route to the Derby. We had some new partners in. They fired in their first horse too, by the way, made it to the Derby. And I brought my wife and my kids, and we knew we were up against it, from a speed figure way, and it's the way that he likes to run, and it's a tough race. But my wife and kids loved it, and I've been given the instructions. Jake got it too from my 16-year-old daughter. Dad, Uncle Jake, that was really fun. We need to do this again. And Jake said, well, your dad and I bought about 100 horses, and this is only our first one. So it was really fun, and Six Speed's been great. He's going to run in a mile dirt race. I think a listed stakes race at Colonial on Saturday.
Petramalo Mile at Colonial. Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Very excited to get him going again and see what he can do.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to this Derby experience this time around. Now, you said you probably thought you didn't have much of a chance, but did that affect your ability to enjoy the race, or what? Did anything change between the last Derby and this Derby for you, or was it just a great time regardless?
Oh yeah, it was a great time. But yeah, I've learned a lot about this game, since then, and I know how hard it is to keep a thoroughbred happy, keep a thoroughbred healthy, and even have a chance to win a race. It's pretty hard to do. And so I was able to enjoy the experience with a Derby horse, which is really fun. We did the owner trainers dinner and all that. My wife was up all week. My kids came up with my parents, on Friday. Cy-Fair won on Derby, so that was fun. But yeah, I knew we had open eyes, going into the Derby. But we wanted, listen, it's a shot, right? And we have eyes and brains. I mean, we could read the form, you know. We knew that it was going to be a tall task, but we thought maybe his speed would help. And I was able to enjoy it, knowing the result that was probably going to come, and it did come. But I was, yeah, we had a ball, and he led the race for 7/8 of a mile, so that's fun, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can't imagine what that felt like. So now
All,
six.
all my friends saw him on TV. So, well, if you're going to finish 13th, at least he got TV time, right?
Right, right. Speaking of 6 speed, I mean, that's a horse that could probably run on any surface, dirt, turf, synthetic. I mean, his pedigree is really versatile. I mean, uh, really, you could try him in a whole lot of different spots. I mean, he could even be a turf sprinter, I guess. I mean, Weaver kind of excels at that anyway. Do you have a guess at where he would be, where he would fit in best?
Well, I think that's a good point and a good question. And Weaver has worked, you know, he came over from Bupep Samar. So Weaver had him for a week or two, and we put him in the Woody Stevens just because why not? And we were all there. That didn't go very well. He didn't break at all. He's never had kickback, and he was up against some really good horses. So Weaver has taken time since that race. He's worked on the turf 2 or 3 times and worked very well. So I think that is a realistic option. I think we want to try one more time on the dirt here, but I think turf is a good option, and I think it may come pretty soon. Well,
Okay.
We'll see how he does in Virginia, but if he doesn't run good there, turf's going to come soon.
Have you ever been to Kentucky Downs?
I have one time, yes, sir.
What do you think?
I liked it.
Yeah,
I like
do too.
partying, so Nashville's fun.
All right, I'll see you down there then. Let's talk about. Of course, we can't go any further. We have to talk about Sci-Fair, the fabulous
Yeah,
filly,
please.
winner of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint, and she's been outstanding this year. Unfortunately, you didn't get a chance to go to Royal Ascot, but she came back in fine form. I thought that maybe her best race was.
I think so too.
In her last start at Saratoga, she ran down a really nice filly. I'm trying to name escapes me. I think it's Solitaire Beach, who I think a lot of, and Sci-Fair really just ran past her late. Well, tell us what Sci-Fair means to you, and let's talk about her future.
Yeah, sure. So we bought a Not This Time filly out of an RNA at OBS March as a 2-year-old, I guess March of 2025. And then I bought her without any partners, which I normally don't do. I actually try to get partners, and no one would buy her. So my wife said, well, let's just keep her, one for us. All right, cool. I named her Sci-Fair, which is short for Cypress Fairbanks, which is a little part of town on the northwest side of Houston, where my mom is from, and my mom's family is from Cypress Fairbanks, and the high school is called Sci-Fair. So I always thought that'd be a cool name, and so I said, well, if I ever get a filly, I'm gonna name it Sci-Fair after my mom, and all my kinfolk, on the northwest side of town, which is a more rural part of town, and it was back in the day. That's where the cowboys lived. Now it's just, part of Houston, but Sci-Fair means a lot to a lot of people in Houston. It means a lot to my family. So we have this filly. I name her Sci-Fair, and she wins first out and ran like a really good number on the rags for a 2-year-old turf sprint. And that was on July the 10th of 2025. And Weaver called me and said, hey, man, she's obviously, I was watching, but he called me and said, damn, she could really, really run, man. And I go, all right, great. Saw we won. And he goes, hey, you've had some good horses. You haven't had anything like this. And I'm like, oh. And Weaver's real calm and never says, anything high or low, right? And for him to say that, I knew she was a runner. And she's gone on to win the Breeders' Cup, my second grade one, but my first Breeders' Cup with my parents there and my in-laws. My wife and kids weren't there because it was Halloween, but they were watching. And for her to come back, after 6 months, ran third at Keeneland, first off the bench, just a little too keen, a little too fired up. Irad couldn't slow her down. And she doesn't like to be on the lead. She likes to pace a little bit. And to come back and win on Thurby at Churchill. And then, to your point, I think that was her best race because she doesn't like the wet turf, and it was raining. And they boxed her in, and Jose Ortiz had a whole plan to beat her. And the word got out he's going to beat Cy-Fair amongst the jockeys and jockey agents that morning that I heard, by the way. They're going to beat her. They have a plan. They just couldn't. She's just too good. So she ran right by Sapphire Beach. It won by 3 lengths in a 5.5 turf where nothing was going her way. And she still kicked their ass.
Yep.
And that really, really, really made me happy, obviously. But really, when, things weren't going her way, she still kicked their ass, man. She's a champ. She's my favorite horse of all time. My queen, as I said. And so excited for her and what we can do with her going forward.
All right. Kentucky Downs in her future, maybe?
Yeah, we don't know. That's on the table.
That's good.
That track is, that track is a little,
Yeah.
She's really good and she's earned over $1 million. So we don't have to chase purse money. We got a bunch of horses that we're going to send there,
Good
chasing
deal.
purse money. She doesn't need to chase purse money. But man, it sure is enticing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is indeed. Just curious. I don't know if you've given it thought or not. Is this somebody that or a filly that could you add to your broodmare band, or have you even thought about that yet?
No, I've thought about it every day. My
Yeah.
dad wants me to do it, but she's going to be worth a lot of money. So, and I got partners. So after her first race, I sold half to Medallion Racing, which is a great group. Philip Shelton, Joey Platts, Mark,
Stan.
Mark Stan. Yep. And the TaylorMade group at Medallion. So they have a vote. I have a vote, but I think she may be worth too much money. So that's not that, my mare band doesn't have grade 1 winners in it.
That's all right, though. We're working our way toward it, right?
That's right.
All right.
So
All right.
I think she'll be worth too much, for me to keep.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it is a business at the end of the day.
It's a good problem to have, ain't it?
It is a good problem to have. Well, yeah, it is indeed. All right. I'm going to ask you, we'll just call this flash. We're going to call this flash. I'm going to give you 2 choices and you just say which one you like the best. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And this is going to lead us into to our final topic. Saratoga or Royal Ascot?
Saratoga. 100%.
I already know the answer to the next one. I'm going to ask it anyway. Hot dog and beer or bourbon and cigar?
Hot dog and beer.
All right. Morning works or race day?
Morning works.
Really?
I love Saratoga mornings. I love it. It's my favorite thing. I've been there. I'm going back next weekend. It'll be my 4th trip this summer. I love it. I love the morning works at Saratoga.
I love to hear that then. That's great. Yeah. You've been bitten by the bug. I can tell. I mean,
I got it.
You're done. You're like the rest of us. All right, let's keep going here. All right, here's a good one. Andy Serling or Belterra Bill?
Well, I like them both. Belterra Bill is a good longtime friend. We still text every once in a while. And I like Andy. He provides some pretty succinct advice from time to time. But I'll take Belterra Bill.
All right, there you go. Belterra Bill is a friend of the show. He's been on once, so good.
Oh, yeah.
Good deal.
The
All
best.
right. Von Miller or Johnny Manziel?
Oh, I'd like Von Miller better. Johnny caused a lot of problems for us.
Okay. Well, after he left, right?
Well, when he was there, brother.
Oh, really?
And that was back when the NCAA, meant something. We were dodging bullets with him. Hell of a player though. Probably more fun watching Johnny Manziel, but I like Von Miller better.
Okay. 12 seed in the playoff or beat Texas?
Beat Texas.
Wow. Okay. That's all right. Interesting. Okay. So that leads us into our
I got too many neighbors, man.
I
got to beat them.
You went to school at A&M, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so if in case the listeners don't know, you're a big fan of Texas A&M. You're a big fan of
big
the
fan.
Football.
Yeah. Generational Aggies. We live and die with Texas A&M.
Okay.
All
so
sports.
let's talk about the coming football season. Mike Elko, if memory serves, he's in is this his second year or second year, right?
No, this will be his third year.
His third year already. Jeez. Well, he was a great coach at Duke, and now he comes to A&M. And are you satisfied with the work he's done so far?
I love Mike Elko. He's really smart. I've got to know him. He's a really he understands modern college football, right? It's where you can't just be X's and O's. You have to be a CEO of a program with a budget. It's kind of like NFL light now, right? And I think these modern coaches have to approach it like that. And he's got a really good nose for that. I really like him. Very smart guy, passionate guy. Took us to the playoff in his second year. I think our roster is really good. We spent a lot of money, and I donate to that too. And I think Marcel Reed's going to get better. He needs to be a little better. And I think we can win 10 games. And I think we can make the playoff again.
Okay, 10 games. Is that will that compete for an SEC title or just
I think we're 10-2,
10
make
and
the
2?
playoffs, and maybe win a game or two. I don't think we could win it all, but we're building. It's only his third year, like I said. So I think we're 10-2, maybe win one playoff game. I think that's fair.
Okay. What about college basketball? You into that much? I know
love
Bucky.
it. Yeah, I love it. I love Bucky.
Bucky ball.
I got courtside seats, dude.
Oh my gosh, you lucky dog.
Hey, I was there when we beat Kentucky last year.
Yeah.
Texted all my horse racing buddies videos from right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
I like Bucky. I think he's a dynamic young guy. Really smart too. I think he gets modern college basketball with the NIL and then from a scheme, perspective, he wants to press and shoot threes, which is fun to watch when they go in.
Let's go back to football real quick. What was the mood like when it was announced that Mark Stoops would be the coach at Texas A&M?
That was a pretty bad day.
Really?
There was a bunch of mad Aggies. Yeah, no one wanted them.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one wanted them. I mean, coming off Jimbo, it felt very similar, like let's do something else. Now, saying that, Elko kind of fits in that same mold, but no offense to BBN, but I'd rather take a chance on Mike Elko than Stoops,
Right.
And by the way, the head coach at Kentucky, Stein, I love that guy. I've got to talk to him once. I'm good friends with Jay Bateman, the D coordinator. You guys have a good staff, and I think you've seen recruiting uptick, and I'm excited for Kentucky football because I like Jay Bateman, the D coordinator, really. But
yeah, Kentucky,
I think they're going to be better.
They're going to have a really good offensive line, so that goes a long way, I would think. That's going to help.
It sure does.
A whole lot.
Yep.
Yep, no doubt. Let's see. Okay. Oh, yeah, I was going to ask you about what were your thoughts about Texas joining the SEC? Is that a big deal?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I hate Texas. I'm from Houston. Half my high school buddies went to Texas. Half went to A&M. All my Texas buddies are idiots. They're fucking morons, okay? They're the rich boys, right? We're Aggies. We're the rule. We're the engineers. We're the workers, right? They're all the lawyers and the philosophers. We're real people at Texas A&M. And so I have to deal with it, and I don't like it when they're around. me, and I don't like it when they beat us. And them joining the SEC after talking trash to about us when we left kind of was BS. But I hate the Longhorns, and my buddies that I was raised with. I have cousins and family, and I'm saying this kind of in jest, but not really. I don't like them. And now I love my buddies and I love my cousins, but we get into it pretty good. We talk a lot of trash, a lot of bad text messages, and they mean it and I mean it,
Yep. All right. All right. All right. I got two more quick questions, and then we'll let you get out of here. What does your wife and kids think about this whole horse racing thing?
Well, they have no choice. They love it now. I mean, my kid, what's really fun is my wife likes it, because who doesn't? We go to nice tracks and wear nice clothes and day drink and gamble, and we bring a bunch of couples and new people to the sport. So it's always fun, right? And a day at the track, I mean, you can't beat it, right? Especially with, friends and family that don't really know anything about it, and you have a runner in. I mean, it's really fun to share. And we've done that a whole bunch. And we've got a bunch of shareholders into black type thoroughbreds into Jake and Maddie's syndicate, just by inviting our neighbors and friends and, family. But they like it. They get it. They get that I care about it. TVG's on all the time. I hate that they lost all the commentators. I mean, that elevator music is hard to watch, but
Yeah.
But they know when we're running, and there's nothing better than being in my living room, watching a horse race and coming around the corner and cheering for a horse with your family, with your kids. And, my kids are 16, 13, and 8. And my wife, watching a race with them is really fun. So they
All
like
right.
it. They get it.
Last question. A little birdie told me you might be coming to Ellis Park here soon. Is that any truth to that?
I want to get there. That's one of the tracks I haven't been to, and I want to get there. I'm not coming. We have 2 runners there this weekend, by the way,
All
and
right.
I'll text you offline. One of them is going to win. But I want to get there. The Pea Patch. I heard it's my kind of people, man.
Oh, it's right up my alley. We're going to be down there this weekend and next weekend. So yeah, we're going to be on the air, helping do the simulcast show. So that's
Well,
going to be a lot
good.
of fun. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
So
I'll be watching.
yeah,
I'm gonna get
yeah.
there. I'm gonna get there. When is the meet over there? End of August?
It's soon. Let me look at my calendar here. Kentucky Downs started cutting into their dates a little bit
I
here
know.
lately.
That's September
Uh,
like 5th or something, right?
it's either the 22nd or the 29th. I think it's the 20th or the 23rd, maybe something like
I
that.
may
It's
not
not.
get there this summer,
You said you will or you
but
will not.
no, I don't think I'll. My kids start school on the 13th of August, so I'm kind of almost done. But I'm gonna get to the Pea Patch. That's a fact. I'm getting there. Maybe not this summer, but next summer I'm coming.
All right, well, that sounds good. We'll agree to meet up at some point. Maybe we'll meet up this
Uh,
fall at Kentucky Downs. That'd be great too.
let, let's do that. I'll buy you a beer at either track, brother.
All right, sounds good. All right. Well, good luck to you with Sci-Fair. Good luck to you with all your
Thank you.
runners. And yeah, you've made a new fan out of me. I'll be rooting you home. Unless I don't know what I'm going to do if Sci-Fair faces Doncho in a big Grade 1 race down the line, though. That's going to be tough.
Yeah, Doncho's a good horse. Doncho's a good horse, man. Yep.
Yep.
May
All
the
right.
best horse win.
What's that? May the best horse win? Indeed. Yeah, I agree.
May
All
the best
right.
horse win. Okay,
Reagan
thanks,
Swinbank,
man.
everybody.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the time.
All right, I've got a soapbox thing I want to get off my chest. Saratoga on Thursday, July 30th, rained off the turf, but they canceled races 1 and 8. We are in a world where they removed a race from the program, and they also removed the pick 5, the pick 4, the pick 3, and I do believe a double. I don't know if it's a late. I don't know how many races they run today, but they've removed a double and maybe the late double.
Wait a minute. I haven't followed. I didn't follow. So they canceled actual races. So the second race is the first race, or I'm confused. Explain it to me.
I think that's right. No, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm not even 100% sure what they're doing here. No. I'm sorry. They canceled one race. They took one race completely off the card.
Okay.
I misread my phone here. So they cancel race 8. So that effectively gets rid of the pick five, the late pick five, the late pick four, the late pick three, and at least one double or two doubles
Wow.
actually. So
Was it on the turf? Is that what it was? And they just didn't have any horses
yeah,
running it, or
it
what?
was a stake on the turf, and they didn't want to get rid of it,
Oh,
so
okay.
they're
Okay.
gonna reschedule, which is
Wow.
fine. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But we're in a day and age now where they cannot make a call on the fly and just, hey, we're going to schedule the pick five to be whatever, say races 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10, rather than,
Gotcha.
hey, let's just cancel the whole thing. Because if you spent your whole night trying to handicap this late pick five, you're out of luck. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to play. I don't care that much about the card, but I'm just saying if I wanted to pick up and just get some action this late pick three or pick four, pick five, I'm out of luck because the technology's not there. Or
Yeah.
I don't think that's the excuse. I think their excuse is we don't want to confuse the bettors because the bettors are idiots.
Yeah.
The bettors can't
I'm
figure this out on the
confused.
fly. But I think it's more that the technology's not there, in
Oh
my
yeah,
opinion.
yeah. I always
Uh,
love on Twitter. Everybody gets so excited about Saratoga starting 3 races in, they're bitching about Saratoga, and rightfully so. But it's just like it's the same thing over and over and over again. They'll do
Well,
that
they
throughout the
make their
meet.
they make more than their fair share of errors up there, I think,
Yeah,
which is
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
it's interesting. All right, okay, that's it. Thanks to our special guest, Reagan Swinbank. Good luck to him this weekend, and of course, Bull Butter, Alan Schneider, Geoff Riggs, and a cast of thousands. I'm CC Broaddus reminding you the gambling money ain't got no home. Have a good weekend. Come see us, Jimmy Church Band. Here we go.